Hello, and thank you so much for taking the time to actually watch my video. This video will be hopefully of great help to you if you are looking for better ways of building rapport with a person. Now, I don't know why you're watching this video, whether you're looking perhaps to improve your skills, your conversation skills whilst you're at work. It might be that perhaps you want to learn how to obviously act better on a date. I really don't know obviously why you're watching this video, but what I want to emphasize is that learning how to build rapport with a person is so important, yeah, especially if, like me, you're involved in sales. It might be that you're talking to people on a daily basis, and that obviously you have to try and win these people over. You know, if this is you, then please keep watching this video, because I really do think I can help you. Now, it goes without saying, you know, whoever you're going to meet, whether it's a work situation or a dating situation, like I say, whatever you're watching this video, I don't know. But it goes without saying that you need to obviously be dressed well, you need to be smart, you need to be well groomed. But I have to mention this because you'd be amazed at the amount of people that don't, if you like, pay this enough attention. But back to the purpose of this video. The idea of building rapport. Now, what, first of all, is rapport? Yeah, rapport is when you are in a conversation with somebody and you want to basically be able to make the conversation go in your direction. Now, you need to understand early on that you need to perhaps go in the other person's direction, yeah, first of all, before you can start transferring the conversation perhaps to what you want to talk about. But there are ways we can do this. You know, we need to basically win this person over. How can we win this person over and hopefully get them to start agreeing with us, and perhaps, like I say, in the case of sales, placing an order, or you know, in the case of perhaps meeting a lady out, obviously arranging a second date. Like I say, I don't know why you're watching this video, but the principles remain the same. You need to win this person over. Right, rapport. Obviously first impressions count, it goes without saying, but you need to understand that there's things that you can do to actually make this person like you, yeah? You know, this person that you're talking to. Now, I'm going to talk about some of the ones that I use, yeah? And I haven't really got a name for them. I'm just going to explain what I do. Yeah. Now, depending on the person that you meet, it might be that you're meeting somebody who is highly intellectual. It might be that perhaps you're meeting somebody who's not so clever. You know, perhaps they've not had the education that the other person's had. You need to understand that you need to adjust. You need to adjust your conversation early on to whoever you're talking to. That's the first thing that I was taught when I first started selling windows over 25 years ago, and that is to adjust your English, if you like, your vocabulary to the person you're speaking to. So that's number one. Number two, how is this person speaking? This person that's talking to you, are they talking really quietly, or are they like me? Are they quite loud? Because you need to, if you like, mirror how this person is talking to you. You know, if this person's an elderly person and perhaps they're talking very slowly and they're talking obviously not, their tone is quite low, then you need to match your conversation, your speech needs to match the person that you're speaking to. Yeah, don't be speaking really quickly if it's an elderly person, because this person perhaps can't keep up with what you're talking about, yeah? Now, it might seem obvious, but you'll be amazed at the amount of people that don't pay this, if you like, obvious, in my case, attention to how they're talking to this person, yeah? Number three, yeah? How is this person, what is their posture? Are they kind of open, or are they kind of like, inward? Are they standoffish? Because if a person's standoffish, straight away, you don't want to be the sort of person that starts getting in their face, because people don't like that. Think about how you react. Everyone's got a comfort zone. Everyone's got this kind of like distance that they like people to stand from them. Yeah. So if you start getting right up close in their face and they start backing off, you're upsetting them. Don't do it. Try and see, try and see what they're comfortable with, and obviously keep that in mind. Because like I say, if you're involved in sales like me, you need to start mimicking, copying, mirroring this person that you're speaking to. Yeah. Don't be like so. If they're a very defensive person, and then you start going on the attack, you're not going to win. In the end, this person's going to back away. They're going to ask you to leave, and you're going to have lost. Whatever you thought you had, you are going to. You obviously are going to walk out without a sale. I'm talking about selling because I'm involved in sales. You need to understand, and my old Governor Jay taught me this, and I've also watched other videos that have mentioned what I'm going to tell you, is that people like talking to people that are like themselves. Hopefully this has come across now. It took me a while to realise that people like people that are like themselves. This is obviously why it's so important that we actually mirror and copy, without being false. We just pay attention to the things that this person, how this person is acting. Yeah. Now, getting on to how the conversation progresses. I'm going to talk about, if you like, a selling situation, but this really relates to any conversation with anyone that you might have, whether it's a lady that you've met who perhaps you want to take out, whether it's somebody at work you want to impress. It might be that you've gone to an interview. The situation, the actual way the conversation goes really is going to be led by either you or the other person. Now, again, you can probably tell by the sort of person I am that I actually like speaking. And again, my old Governor Jay taught to me many moons ago when I was first learning how to talk to people and communicate and be this great salesperson, if you like. He actually said to me once, while you're talking, he said, you're talking. He said, you're not learning. He said, if you shut up, he said, if you actually shut up and ask the person questions, the person that you're talking to will hopefully release some little gold nuggets, which you can later bring up in the conversation. Yeah, it might be that it could be that you ask him what team he supports. It might be, you might say to him, "Oh, do you follow football?" And then he might say, "Oh yeah, I do follow football." And then you start talking about football. Be careful perhaps not to release what team you support, especially if it's a team that the other team don't like. But you know what I'm saying. But you want to talk to this person and start talking to him about things that he likes. Talk to him about his family. Don't pry, but say to him, you married with kids, and he might turn around and say, "Oh yeah, I'm married. I've got a little girl. I've got a boy." And people like talking about things that they're proud about. They like talking about achievements that they've made. And when obviously getting married and being married for 20 years and perhaps having children, that is an achievement. It's something that person might want to talk about. So let him talk. Yeah, let him talk. Especially if you're in selling. When I used to go into a house years ago, and bear in mind I was trying to sell them windows, you don't just go straight in there and dump your window on the table and start telling him all about it and he's going to buy. I never used to do that. I used to, sit down, try and make him. You want this person to be your friend, yeah. Think about it think about you when perhaps you've gone into a shop or it might be that you've gone into a I don't know, wherever, a restaurant. What made you go back to that restaurant? What made you buy that pair of shoes or that handbag? Yeah, it might be that you liked it. It might be that you really liked it. But it ain't just that. Yeah, it's the person who you've been communicating with. Yeah, it's the person that's been telling you, perhaps how nice it looked on you. You've got to build this rapport. I know I'm jumping about a bit but the reason I'm doing that is because this video is hopefully going to be watched by many different people, and rapport is something which is used in every single circumstance. Every single circumstance. From the moment you meet a person, they are, without you knowing it, they are almost giving you points. They're giving you mental points. Yeah, oh, this, he's a nice guy. He's a bit abrupt. Oh, he's a bit loud. Or he don't say much. Yeah? How many times have you said that about somebody else? Oh, yeah, he didn't say a lot. Oh, he didn't stop talking. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah? You've obviously, if that person's saying that about you, then perhaps you have read this person wrong. Perhaps you was talking too much. Perhaps you wasn't talking enough. It's difficult to know because obviously this person isn't giving anything away. All you can attempt to do is build as much rapport, find something, a commonality. I've watched videos, Tony Robbins and, these different big life coaches, and they talk about finding something in common with a person, yeah? Because then you become part of their group, yeah? You become part of their group. I can remember years ago, I walked into a house with a guy, and he was watching cricket. He was watching cricket, and he basically wasn't. He was basically watching these. They were doing the overs and that, and he said to me, "Oh, are you interested in cricket?" And of course, I said yes. No, I can't stand cricket. I like playing it, but I can't stand watching it. But when he said to me, "Oh, do you like cricket?" I said yes. And he said to me, "I'm just going to watch these last. I think it was the last two overs or something." So he said, "Do you mind if we watch it?" I went, "No." I said, "I'm in no hurry." So I sat there for 10 minutes, while this bloke watched his game of cricket, and basically 2 hours later I sold him his windows. Yeah. Now I could have been abrupt. I could have been like, we're gonna, no, softly, yeah. And that's what you've got to do. Yeah, sometimes you've got to take control of a situation, especially if you're in sales. But again, only time and experience will make you learn or realise, obviously, what to do in any given situation. Yeah, but you need to understand rapport. Rapport. You're basically you're going along with this person. Yeah, you need to try and. Perhaps as you're talking to a person, start looking at the person. Has he got his arms crossed? Does he look like he's pissed off with you? Start taking these little, clues, if you like, as to how the conversation's going. But I can tell you, right from the offset, if you start a conversation and you find something in common with a person, whether it's sport, family, fishing, whatever it is you're into, and you initially, even if it's for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, go down that line where you're just talking to that person as if you'd met him in a pub, that is the way to go. Yeah, you can't be a robot. You cannot be a robot. If you start acting like a robot, they're gonna get you out as quick as you went in. Yeah. People like talking to people who they've got something in common with. They like talking to people that are similar to themselves. Yeah, similar interests. Yeah, similar tone, similar way. Similar everything. Everything's got to be similar to the person that you're talking to. And if you do that 9 out of 10 times, you're gonna end up, winning. Whether you're selling something, whether you're going for a second date. Whatever it is, the reason you're talking to this person, all these things will hold in your favour if you approach them in this manner. Yeah, you could argue it's like a lady. You imagine you're out and you meet a lady and she starts talking about something that, I can be a little bit at times like you don't want to listen to things. But you imagine going out on a first date and you meet a woman and you think she's the woman of your dreams, and she starts talking about something that she likes doing that you're not interested in. You've got to be interested, yeah? Because it's what she wants to talk about. It ain't what you want to talk about. It's what she wants to talk about, yeah? She might have been out with a bloke the night before who could have been the best looking bloke in the world. But all he wanted to do was talk about himself. Yeah, hopefully you can see how this rapport, this going along with, this helping the conversation along, hopefully you can see how this will really benefit you, because it will. I mean, I only know all this stuff because I've been involved in sales. If you see my other videos, you'll know that I'm involved in, personal development. I hope one day to be able to do it full time. It's a bit of a dream at the minute. I'm on YouTube, but who knows? Yeah, you've got to have confidence in yourself. But you've got to, like I say, with this conversation, like this building a rapport, it is so important. Yeah, because if you can do that, if you can go out, I can, give an example, I can think back to a guy years ago. I used to work, I'd done architecture for about 20 years. And a guy, I used to work for a company, we used to do the drawings for all the pubs, all the big pub networks. I used to do the surveys and, detailed drawings. But they had a guy there, I'll never forget, they had a guy there, one of the directors called Ian. And he was such a lovely bloke, right? This bloke, he was suave. He was just everything. He was well dressed. I can't explain it. You'd have to meet him to see what I mean. Yeah. Now, he couldn't draw to save his life, this bloke. I remember once we got busy in the office, and like Ian, he offered to help, and it was a bit of a joke because the geezer couldn't even hold a pen properly. But anyway, back to the story. This guy, he was the man that the company I worked for sent out to the brewery to win the contract. So when they were thinking about perhaps spending £200,000 on a pub, they would send Ian. Yeah, Ian would go there. Ian would go to the meeting. Ian would sit there because he used to make them laugh. He would talk to them and have a laugh. He'd joke about himself. But all the time he was doing that, he was winning these people over. And he was an expert at rapport. That man, he should have been a trainer. He was absolutely... some would say if you met him, you couldn't learn what he's got. You know what I mean? You couldn't perhaps pick all up what he had because it was him. It was his nature. He was a funny bloke. He was just a lovely bloke. But rapport, it's so important. If you choose to ignore rapport, I can tell you, you're making a massive mistake. Especially if you are in sales. Yeah. If you are in sales and you don't put into action some of these things I've been talking about, you might as well post money through their letterbox because you are leaving money on the table. Yeah, you're leaving money on the table because people don't buy off of people they don't like. Yeah, I can't think of any time in my life when I've bought something off a bloke who I didn't like. Yeah, so and I think I'm the norm. I've got some strange ways, but I think I'm the average guy. I hope this has been of help to you. I really do. And like I say, whatever the situation, think about this. Rewind it. Watch other videos. There's a video Tony Robbins has done one about rapport. It's fantastic. Yeah, the geezer's a genius. Some people mock him. I don't. I think that he's a very clever man. He knows what he's talking about. Watch his video as well, yeah. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I'm really trying to build up my YouTube following. I'll try and bring out videos whenever I can. Obviously, I'm a working guy, got bills to pay like everybody else. But yeah, I hope I can help. I'm involved in sales and marketing. Some of my videos are on lead generation. I do videos to do with basically all my channel is aimed at betterment. It's aimed at making you a better person and me a better person in making these videos. I've also done videos on OCD. obsessive compulsive disorder, because I suffer at times terribly with my mental health. I'm very open about it. I don't hide it. I'm not ashamed of it. It's one of them things. That's something I've always had. And hopefully, if you watch another one of my videos, whatever it might be, I'd appreciate the view, and hopefully you get something from it. And I really hope after watching this, you've got something from it, because I'm telling you, rapport is so important. Whether you're dating, going out to a meeting, whatever it is, if you can't communicate properly with people, all right, if you cannot communicate, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about communication, and we're not just talking about words. We're talking about all the other things I've been talking about. If you can't roll all them up into a ball and try and start putting them into action, like I say, and I keep saying it, but I honestly do believe it's so important. And like I say, especially if you're in sales, please like, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. You don't know how happy it makes me when I get another subscriber. But yeah, like I say, I really hope you got something out of it. Thanks a lot. Please subscribe. Please like. Please leave a comment. I don't care whether you liked it, whether you didn't like it, positive or negative. I'll always read it. Thank you so much for your time. And like I say again, thanks for watching this video. Thank you.